Alright, what is up? This is SLOplays, and I am back at it again with some more Dragon Ball Super manga news and content here on the channel. We're going to be going over the spoilers that just recently went live today. Want to shout out DBS Hype as well as DBS Chronicles on Twitter. Go check them out. I'm not going to go over the full summary chapter. I'll kind of highlight some things that I thought were kind of interesting, and I want to go over the thing that a lot of people wanted to know, and that is why or how did Goku remember Bardock and Gine? Okay, from the leaks that we got yesterday, there's an actual manga panel and, you know, actual visuals of Goku remembering them. What triggered that memory? Okay, because a lot of people are happy about it, a lot of people are pissed about it, so it's mixed and everything. And I'm just gonna kind of explain my own opinions and thoughts about it. And just a disclaimer, whenever I get to that point on why, or you know, the reasons behind it, what causes this or whatever, just know I am not a psychologist. I'm not an expert. I literally just used Google, looked up some shit. I have no idea if it's actually right or not, but it kind of makes sense to me. So we're just going to go over it, and maybe I can give you guys some kind of reason why Goku's like this. I already know people are going to go and call me an idiot and like, oh, you're using Google for this, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a shit, bro. I want to have some kind of reason for why this occurs, but let's just talk about it real quick. So the major spoiler that I do want to get into that DBS Hype posted is that Goku, Vegeta, and Monaido go to his place. He kept Bardock's broken scouter, and the scouter has voice recordings of Bardock, which he shows to both of them. Monaido also has a small robot that quickly repairs it, which I think that was wrong. I think he said, small correction, the robot is oatmeal. Okay, so it's oatmeal that repairs it, not a robot. Or I mean, Oatmeal's in a robot. Does that make sense? He's got like a new mech shit. All right, okay? So Oatmeal repairs it. So he's the one that fixed the scouter. Yeah, so that was just a little correction there. What was I saying here? So when the scouter is played and Goku hears the recording, it triggers Bardock and Gine's memory in him, Gine, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so what the fuck? Okay, so to me, I mean, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool concept. You know, just hearing the voice of Bardock. Now, again, I don't remember how old Goku is. Was he like 3 or 5 or maybe younger or something like that? He was pretty young, right? He was pretty young, but he wasn't, I don't think he was like, you know, baby where he didn't, you know, couldn't really formulate too much with the brain and all that stuff. Again, I'm no expert, okay? But I'm just saying, okay, he was old enough to at least recall some memories. Now, how often did Goku hear Bardock and Gine's voice? You know, I don't know. I'm assuming for however many years that he's alive. But I saw some people kind of piss about this, and they're like, you know, getting into all the details and the nitty-gritty specifics and trying to compare this to real life, which I think already right there is kind of funny, because it's like, this is a fucking anime where you have motherfuckers, buff dudes, transforming and changing their hair blue and beating each other up, and you're trying to, you know, actually have a legitimate connection to a real life scenario on how this happens. I don't know, okay? And I know there are real life type of things where, you know, the post-traumatic, you know, I guess amnesia or whatever, caused by an injury to the head. You know, if you get hit in the head or whatever. That's what happened allegedly to Goku. He hit his head when he was a child, and that's why he forgot everything or whatever. And it's like, at this point, there's been so many retcons, I don't know what's real, what's true, what's not. But real quick, let me just go over something before we get into, you know, more of that. Something I did want to talk about is I think there's a point, there's a part in here in the early point where Gas actually is getting bullied. Like, he gets bullied by some of Moro's men, and he gets bullied by Goku. Like, they all kind of like gang up on him and talk about I guess like a previous past memory of when Gas pissed his pants. Like, it's just like so random. Like, what the fuck? So that's in the chapter, and we'll probably see it when it actually comes up. And I thought that shit was fucking funny as hell, bro. That was hilarious. So again, Oatmeal accesses the broken scouter and plays the audio. It starts with Bardock asking Monaido to run away as fast as he can while he stops Gas. Monaido confirms that this is indeed Bardock's voice. Hearing Bardock's voice, Goku is stunned and remembers his final moments with Bardock and Gine as Bardock tells him to survive no matter what. A new flashback of Bardock versus Gas 40 years ago begins. It has a little, you know, interaction between Bardock and Gas, you know, the flashback and all that stuff, and them, you know, trying to fight. And then the end note says everything that has happened or everything that happened 40 years ago is finally culminating, coming together. Goku's gonna revive Gine and Bardock confirmed. I'm just fucking with y'all, but yeah, this is cool. I like the way that, you know, at least he remembers. It's not something like incredibly random and stupid. It makes sense. I mean, think about it. Goku has not heard Bardock or Gine's voice for like 40 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's, I mean, it would make sense if there was going to be some way that they would trigger this memory, and, you know, it would be the voices, right? It would be the voice, or even like maybe a picture or some type of, like, you know, one of his five senses would have to connect with something, right? Right? That would make sense to me. Again, I'm no expert on any of this shit and how amnesia works. I don't fucking know. I didn't, you know, that's not what I that's not what I went to school for. But let me just, again, I'm using Google, okay? And I know people are gonna get pissed at me for this, but it's something. I just kind of simply researched this real quick, so all this could just make no sense and be completely wrong. But to me, it kind of makes sense. So dissociative amnesia has been linked to overwhelming stress, which may be caused by traumatic events such as war, abuse, accidents, disaster. Okay, so maybe let's say, in terms of this, it was the accident where Goku hits his head. Now, it says the person may have suffered the trauma or just witnessed it, blah, blah, blah. Now, it says right here, it may sometimes involve travel or confused wandering away from your life, right? From a previous, you know, whenever he knew Bardock and Gine. But it says, an episode of amnesia usually occurs suddenly and may last minutes, hours, or rarely months or years. So maybe Goku, okay? And again, I know people are, I'm going to keep saying it because people will be like, oh my god, this is such bullshit. You know, you're just using fucking Google. You're not an expert. And I'm not claiming I am at all, but I'm just saying this makes sense to me, okay? Maybe Goku is one of the rare occurrences where, you know, his is lasting 40 years, okay? And this dissociative disorder or whatever fucking this is, amnesia, whatever, okay? Again, I'm not saying he has this, but this is the only thing that kind of made sense. You know, the surrounding areas and events around Goku, this specific, I guess, type of amnesia can trigger memories or something from whatever's like surrounding the person. Okay, again, we're not saying that's what that is, because again, this is the fucking fake ass. Not, I mean, it's real to us, okay, but it's not. This is fantasy land here, okay? It's a fictional, right? Yeah, fictional. You know, piece of media material. Okay, so Goku remembering this, guys, it doesn't have to really make that much sense. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. If you just sit there, we don't have to connect amnesia, all that shit. You know, somebody gets hit on their head. All right, he forgets. He hears the voices where and I mean, at least it's not like Goku, you know, saw or heard them before. To my knowledge, I don't remember any time before this, okay? Because, you know, he knows that the name gets brought up and they talk about, oh, Bardock is Goku's dad. Okay, just putting that out there, for example, you could just be making that shit up. Not saying that that's what they were claiming, but I'm just saying, like, Goku, he doesn't give a shit, or he didn't care about them just because he was just like, I have no memory or connection. But hearing their voice somewhere in the subconscious triggers that shit. Okay, at least that kind of makes sense. Okay, that's the best as you're gonna get. Like, what else would trigger this, right? So I think that's cool. I'm interested in it. Again, I don't give a shit about the realistic, you know, real life scenarios of how this connects to the real life and shit. Like, the moment you start getting into the psychology and all that shit, like, this is not, we're not having fun anymore. This isn't fun. But I just did it to maybe get some kind of reason. Again, this is all just bullshit and probably just a waste of the video right here that I'm talking about. But I just saw it. I was like, oh, hey, that kind of makes sense, right? But again, I'm not an expert. I'm not saying that this is exactly what happened. But, man, that's cool. That's cool. I'm glad that Goku remembers his parents. I'm hoping that they use this. Okay, they use this correctly. I say they. Toyotaro, Toriyama, you know, I hope they make this good, because this is great character development for Goku. All right, Goku has been just this ridiculous fucker that has just been super silly throughout all of Super, and we still love him. We love this guy, right? But this right here, ooh, man, this is huge, right? All right, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. You know, you can call me an idiot and all that stuff, and oh, he's using Google and all that shit or whatever. Well, I mean, use the internet, right? Use the internet. That's what my mom always says. We don't have, I mean, I don't have an encyclopedia or any of that shit. How am I gonna learn right now? Okay, we gotta learn through this. All right, I'm out, guys. I'm done. But yeah, I'm just happy that Goku remembers. That's all. Peace.
This is Broly, and you are watching SLOplays. Make sure to subscribe, or else I'll destroy your entire planet.